Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Samantha Izundu if you haven't been here before. And today I have just eyes on because I am reviewing the Mecca Max, what are they called? Mini Mix eyeshadows. Doing two videos in one sitting. But today we are going to be reviewing the Nars Light Reflecting Foundation. And I am going to add in there the Light Reflecting Setting Powder. I have the shade Crystal. Now, I am filming this will be my second time wearing it. I wore it last night out for 4 hours and I did a lot of messy eating. So I can review, I wanted to wear it a few times first. So I'm going to apply it in this video and I'm gonna wear it the rest of the day. So probably for another maybe 7-hour wear, I'm gonna say. And then I'll probably wear it again tomorrow and update you tomorrow my overall view using it 3 times because I think with foundation we just need a little bit more in depth, right? But in this part I'm going to show you the application. I'm not going to tell you my exact thoughts just yet. I have an idea of what I like, what I think about it. But I still want to wear it again tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm going to wear it with primer. I didn't wear it with primer yesterday. I'm not going to wear it today because I want you to see how it applies without primer. And then tomorrow I'm going to wear it with my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer to see if it helps with any extra blurring. I'm going to use one side sponge and one side brush. And then I will basically be cutting till tomorrow, so I'll look different. Because that's going to be my final thoughts that I'm going to film tomorrow. Yeah, so let's do some pumping on this side. I need a mirror. I have the shade Mont Blanc. I got this at Mecca, and Mont Blanc is a really perfect shade for me. I am fair with neutral undertones, but I'm not extra fair. I'm just a good straight fair. And right now I'm in summer. So I'm a slightly more freckly, which makes me a little bit darker, but I find Mont Blanc is good for me in both seasons. Now I did 2 pumps and that looks like it's going to be too much. So I'm going to flip my sponge so I'm not adding any more product. I took some photos of my application yesterday. And I will show you that. Now, the photos I took were at night time, so the lighting is not great, but just so you can see what I looked like before I went out. That was before I went out for dinner. And when I got home, I was tired, so I didn't take a picture of after, but you can see there is some radiance and difference in before and after. Being that I did 2 pumps and that was too much, I think maybe 2 pumps over the whole face if you want more coverage, and then I think 1 pump if you want a nice light coverage would be sufficient. It's a very runny texture. I'm going to show you when I put it on the brush. It's a lot more runnier compared to their other foundations, but you can see that's a good shade match for me. And then for my brush I have the Morphe 439, which is a good foundation brush, and I'm going to do 1 pump. You can kind of see that there. Because brush tends to give you more coverage. You don't need as much product then as a sponge. That covered my pimple pretty well actually. Because I will go in with concealer. Actually, I think I could go a little bit more to my preference. I think some of it sunk into the brush.
Why you call me baby? You don't know my name, yeah. Boy, you acting crazy.
Okay, let's have a little zoom up to see what my skin looks like. So here we have the sponge side, which I think looks really, really nice and radiant and very healthy looking. And then here we have the brush application. I actually think I prefer the sponge. I just like it. I feel like I got more coverage with the sponge. And yes, I did 2 pumps on both sides, which is a lot. I admit that's a lot. But I'm just learning how to use this foundation. I think I like the sponge side a bit more. So what I'm gonna do now is, I might show you my makeup application, speed it up with some music so you can see how I do my makeup, how it lays on top of. I'm going to be using the Nars Cream Bronzer, Laguna, and then powder bronzer, powder blush. Oh, we've got to do this. We've got to do this. What am I talking about? The concealers I'm going to be using are the Kosas Revealer Concealer. I used it last night and it just looked really nice with this texture of foundation. And then I'm going to go with the Infallible by L'Oreal because it's a bit lighter. This is too dark and this is quite light. So I'm just going to do a dot of this in here just to brighten it up a little bit. But let's try the powder. So this is the light reflecting setting powder and this read really well. Where's my phone? Let me go get my phone so we can read the claims. So this powder goes for $58 Australian at Mecca. And there are 4 shades. I have Crystal, which is very light to light. There's Sable, which I'm guessing is light to medium. Then there's Mesa, medium to deep, and Shore, which is medium to medium deep. So 4 good shades. Mine is like a kind of like a white color. So Mecca's View says, lightweight and easy to blend, this iconic formula is powdered by Nars's light reflecting complex to create a soft focused effect by optically fading lines, wrinkles, and pores. Photochromic technology diffuses and adjusts to new sources of light so skin looks perfect in person and on camera. So they also have this in pressed form, which I think they've always had, but then the loose is new. And I just love the claims on it. I love it. And the fact that it goes with the foundation is even more exciting. So we have a little lip here. Ooh. And it's got the mesh, which I just love because it doesn't have too much coming out. So the brush that I'm gonna use, I used this last night, is the Beauty Bay 105. It's got a nice taper. I did bring this to powder potentially my whole face, but I don't know if I want to because I'm doing a review. I think I'm just gonna powder my T-zone, but first I have to do my concealer. Okay, so I'm going to just dip my brush in here. It's got a smell, but I can't quite put my finger on it. It's not bad. It's not pleasant, but it's not bad. Very neutral. But it smells like bread. I feel like it smells like bread. It's weird. Weird scent. But I'm not bothered. It feels very, very fine, which is good for my dry skin. Make sure that isn't. And I usually just powder in my T-zone because we're going to use a cream bronzer after this. And I'm just taking a little bit. I'm not taking too much. So hopefully you're like, wow, she looks really blurred right now. I'm going to have a look on my mirror. Oh, I can really see the blurring on my forehead. Can you see how blurred that looks? I have a lot of fine lines under my eyes. So this here, it doesn't matter what powder it is, I have some fine lines. But for me, I have this crow's feet section here. So I need a powder that's really suitable for aging skin. It looks very natural. It does not look like I'm wearing powder. I love it right here. I think this looks really good here. So that's the powder. So I'm going to finish my makeup and then you'll see me tomorrow with my proper review. All right, it's another day and I have worn this foundation 4 times now in different scenarios. So I wore it on that first day where I filmed pictures, so it's really bad lighting, but you can generally get the gist of My main concern is this foundation, I don't think it's long wearing. My issue is like I was eating Korean barbecue. I know you're very jealous. It was delicious in case you're wondering. So there's a little bit of runny food, but generally no. I found that this area here, like this whole area, just kind of disappeared. And then up here, I was looking super oily. Now, I have to also mention I've been really oily lately, and I think I mentioned it the other day, which is the beginning of this video. With all this humidity and it's summertime, I have very seasonal skin, so I'm drier in winter and oilier in summer. So, but I did powder. I used the Nars light reflecting powder and I still came up super shiny by the end of the night. Then I wore it again. When did I wear this? I think I wore it... Let me have a look at my pictures. I don't even remember when I bloody wore it. I wore it yesterday and it looked beautiful. I am someone that only sets in my T-zone. I'm sounding very chaotic, aren't I? I tend to do that. Aha, yes, I wore it when I wore red lipstick and I went to the shops. And I'll show you the picture that I'm currently looking at. You can just see how there's like no makeup here. I was not wearing a mask. There's like no makeup here and then it's shiny here. So I feel like it held up well here, but not down here. And this photo, I had lunch, but nothing soupy, just like food. So there was no reason that this should have disappeared. In saying that, it still looks nice. Like, it still looked nice, but it's not long wearing like the other ones are. I would say it's got the same, it's more than the tinted moisturizer, but less than Sheer Glow. I feel like Sheer Glow lasts better because it's got the clay ingredient in it, which helps, and then I just feel like it's more pigmented. This has really good coverage when you would apply it, and it looks absolutely stunning. Like, I've just filmed this, so this is like brand spanking new, with only a touch of powder in my T-zone, which is normal for me. It looks absolutely stunning, and I do recommend this foundation. I do recommend it. It's just not, if you're looking for long wear, I don't think it's long wear, and I have a lot of foundations that last longer than that does. And I'm not talking matte, full coverage, but others that just, I think it's very runny, thin, emollient kind ofness, that's not a word, feel to it, which is just stunning. Like, there's no two ways about it. It's a stunning foundation, but it's not long wear. And that is what I'm trying to say 1,000 words when it only needed to be 5, that it's not long wear. I think if you're oily, you're not going to like this. When it applies, it looks beautiful, but if you have that oily skin, you could, even me who's not even that oily, the end of the day, I just looked very shiny, and not like glossy shiny, like oily shiny. So I definitely recommend this for dry to normal, but not so much oilier skin types. So yeah, it definitely has that beautiful dewiness. It definitely covered redness and any darkness. It's not a full coverage. I would say it's a medium coverage. I have tried all of Nars foundations. Radiant Long Wear is perfect for going out. I wear the Tinted Moisturizer one the most. It is my favorite. I love it. I would say this is my second favorite. No, this is on par with Radiant Long Wear. They're very different, but Radiant Long Wear just looks so good for a full coverage. It's one of those full coverages that just doesn't look heavy, but it covers your face. And then Sheer Glow, I'm not a huge fan of, so that would definitely be last. But yes, that is my review. I do recommend it for in that category of not long wear. Definitely looks beautiful, dry to normal skin types. Give this video a thumbs up if you thought it was alright. I tried. If you don't know me, I love foundation. I love it, but I don't review it enough. I just love putting it on my damn face. Yeah, that's everything, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you in my next video. Bye.